Hi, I'm James Laughlin, a former 7-time world champion pipe band drummer. I want to share with you a little bit of a lesson inside my pipe band drumming inner circle. So every week I have a live practical lesson delivered either by myself or one of my amazing lineup of tutors. So you're going to see a little snippet from that today. And hey, if you would like to get your hands on a free drumming course, a full video course called Drumming Transformation Week, just click in the link below. And hey, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I put out so many video tutorials on pipe band drumming, so I hope you enjoy it.
Another reason is that I think rolls are such an important part of what make up the sound and the tone of a drum corps or a drummer. Like when I think of my favorite drum corps, generally the sound of them and the thing that I can identify most about each individual drum corps is often the quality of their rolls and the musical impact that they're able to create off that. Because when you think about when you're just playing like individual notes, there's only so much character you can really get out of those notes when you're just, playing the service of a drum. But when you start, adding in buzzes and rolls and your own kind of personal touch and your preference on how you want that to sound, that's kind of your fingerprint basically on the way that you play or the way that your drum corps plays. One thing that I remember James would always tell us when I played in his drum corps a few years ago was like, you should go in to like the competition thinking that you will win the competition by the end of your introduction rolls. So if a judge is listening to 20, 30, 40 bands in one day and most of them are playing quick march, and they do this kind of polite, sort of pitiful introduction rolls, and then your drum corps comes along with quick march, and it's played with a lot of conviction and power. That creates a big statement where if your first impression is that, it's kind of hard to necessarily come back from that. But if you're right out of the gate, you're kind of set the standard of what the judge is going to be hearing for the rest of the performance. So then, your job is basically to not mess it up for the rest of the performance. So yeah, that's one of the reasons why I think rolls specifically is very important. So for today's lesson, I'm going to be talking about two main aspects of rolls, and that is one, the quality of the roll or the tone of the roll, and then second is dynamics. And then I'm going to be going through a few examples on how you can look at different rolls differently, and I guess the main goal of this lesson is to, one, equip you with the technique and the tools in order to create the musical effect you're going to, but two, and maybe even more important, is just to remind people to be a little more intentional with how they play each individual roll. So in saying that, let's go over how to create a good quality roll, or at least in my view, a good quality roll. So when I teach this, I like to start people off just by playing the individual buzzes. So if you just start placing the right hand down, playing each individual buzz, what I'm going for is one kind of uniform sound with the buzz. I don't want to play it super front heavy, even at a lower dynamic level like that. And I don't want it to kind of be lacking depth and be too loose like that. So you want to find that kind of equilibrium. And I'm basically just adjusting how I'm pressing down with my fingers when I do that. And same thing with the left hand. And the goal is, between these hands, is to create as even as sound as possible. So you don't want your right hand to go and then your left hand that. because when you put that in a roll, that's going to be. And no one wants to hear that, so just trying to create a nice even sound in between each. I also find especially at a lower dynamic level, I'm using fewer of my fingers on my right hand than I would otherwise. And then as I get louder, that's when I will engage more fingers. So again, this is a really good exercise just to create kind of the foundation of what you're gonna create your rolls with.
I hope you enjoyed that little bit of a clip from our inner circle. If you'd like to see the full video, head on over to pipebanddrumminginnercircle.com. I will put that description in the link below. Please be sure to hit that subscribe button because every week I upload a new video lesson. You don't want to be missing out on that. And please, while you're here, hit that subscribe button.